So what more needs to be done to save giraffes around the world? I discussed their threatened extinction with Noelle Kumpel. She's co-chair of the IUCN's Giraffe and Okapi Specialist Group.
Even though they're known across the world, they're not. One thing is they're not impacted by the illegal wildlife trade, which has meant many higher-profile species like elephant and rhinos and tigers. They are very widespread. They're found across sub-Saharan Africa in 21 countries in savanna, woodland, and desert regions. But their populations are shrinking and increasingly fragmented, and they've already been lost from 7 countries. One of the issue is that they've been listed as least concern on the IUCN Red List until now. Although they're much-loved species, there are surprisingly few people actually working on giraffe on the ground, and they haven't had the financial resources and the attention for the work on the ground that other high-profile species have had. So it's been only been recently that we've formed a specialist group of the IUCN Giraffe and Okapi Specialist Group. It's been a big job compiling all the information from all of the 9 subspecies across the range in order to actually reassess them for the Red List and formally declare them as vulnerable to extinction.
Some giraffe species don't mate, so has that contributed to the problem?
So we currently recognise just 1 giraffe species, but 9 subspecies across their range. There has long been a discussion about their taxonomic status and whether there's actually more than 1 species or not. Genetic research has recently suggested there are 4 species rather than just 1 of giraffe, but we're still doing work to review their taxonomy, so currently we still recognise only 1 species. But those 9 subspecies are all, many of them are very highly separated from each other and yet don't have the opportunity to interbreed in the wild and wouldn't do so if they did meet.
Noelle, what does this sharp decline in numbers indicate, and what are some of the solutions to bringing this population back up?
First of all, recognising the issue and the fact that they're really not doing very well. So we can start by using information from these Red List assessments to put together national giraffe conservation strategies, which will help to prioritise the action that's needed on the ground, do increased research, monitoring by new methods like camera traps, bringing in people to actually help us with this work, and things like translocating individuals between populations to manage them. Then we need to focus on better management and support for the protected areas in which giraffe live. Often they're in need of financial support and often threatened by external factors like extractors or infrastructure development. So then there's supporting the protected areas. And then there's the issue of tackling the issue of wider unsustainable development across Africa. The population of Africa is predicted to quadruple by the end of the century. There's obviously a real need to develop, but that has to be sustainable, and so we have to look at land use planning to ensure that things like roads, railways, oil, gas, mining concessions are all put in places where they're going to least endanger wildlife like the giraffe. And then we need to tackle those issues like poverty and civil conflict, which is causing habitat loss from people moving around and expanding agriculture, and hunting giraffe where there are no other options.
Noelle Kumpel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.